The InfoLit ILT task, Information Literacy Toolkit task. About the ILT task, what is it? It is an assignment that's required for everyone enrolled in EN 101 courses. So you may not like it, but at least you know you're not alone in having to complete it. However, for this class, the ILT has been adapted so that you complete it when you are working on a writing assignment that you have to use research to complete. Why? Because having you complete the modules along with an actual concrete assignment will give you the opportunity to apply the toolkit skills you are learning about to a specific research writing task instead of just completing worksheets for the sake of completing them. Apply information literacy skills. You will review the 8 modules, but you're also going to use other resources that are helpful in the process of understanding how to use research to complete a writing task. The product that you are going to be producing is called the ILT, or the Information Literacy Toolkit responses. So you're going to work through this task and you have some decision making. You can complete the ILT task with one of 2 assignments. So you get to make the choice. That's important that you make the choice because you want to make sure you are doing this task along with a writing assignment that you believe that you're interested enough in to carry it out, because sometimes research can just not be interesting. So keep in mind that you may have other research tasks to complete. Like the assignment that you're working on may include a bibliography or annotated bibliography or notes, specific readings, drafts. This is one aspect of a larger research process. The information literacy concepts and course learning for this task. So this task provides you with a very brief introduction to 6 literacy concepts. Those 6 concepts actually come from the American College and Research Library Association. So they've done a lot of research on what skills we need just to function and figure out what is good information and what information we might need to ask more questions about. So those 6 are here on the screen, but specifically for the class, so you have course learning outcomes for this class. And this task will focus on the following course learning outcomes. 2, identify how writing processes and choices influence what you write. 3, it'll help you develop additional strategies for how to read, write, review, collaborate. 6, to help you select sources that are going to help your writing and thinking. And hopefully you will produce a better end product. And also, it'll help you design strategies to gather data and information. So those are the course learning outcomes. And they all fit under this larger spectrum of the information literacy concepts. But remember, this is just a brief introduction to those concepts. So how research and InfoLit connect with each other. So the following tutorials are from another college. They just had a very good short videos on reminding us that research is a process. And then they also have some videos that provide additional information about the information literacy concepts, like scholarship is a conversation, meaning that when you are doing research, you need to pay attention that you are now entering a conversation that's already been going on. And so there may be other perspectives that you might not have thought of before, or you just didn't think about joining that conversation. And then the contextuality of credibility. So a credible source, it depends on multiple factors, and you're going to have to ask questions about your sources. So not every source, just because it looks like it's from, say, a credible source, you may need to dig a little deeper to see if it's appropriate for your use. And then, of course, formatting matters. This is where you're going to get into like how to integrate information into your paper, bibliographies, in your source, in your writing itself. And then searching is strategic. And that is the searching is strategic is probably the area that the InfoLit sort of concentrates on the most. It's going to be just going through these 8 modules and producing your information literacy toolkit reflective responses, like how you understand each of these sets of modules is where you're going to be spending time in getting the skills for how to do some academic research. And it says academic research here, but you could be producing something that isn't necessarily going to be, the research essay at the end of, a course that you're in, but you could have to write a report, or you may be writing a personal piece that requires you to go and find some research on, like, the population of your town in the 1980s or something. So academic research, any writing that's going to require you to go look up something. So you want to have strategies for that. So with this, I want to click on this video and I'm going to play it, and then we will call this presentation done.
Welcome to Research 101. Research is a process. When you're just starting research and choosing a topic, it's important to develop a basic idea of what's going on in the field. This includes knowing the vocabulary and points of disagreement between scholars. To get this information, you might try reading encyclopedia articles, academic blogs, and current publications. Eventually, you will know the leading scholars and top publications in your field. This will all influence the direction your research will go. Research questions often stem from gaps in the current information within a field. Your topic may be based on real-world needs or circumstances, as well as your personal and professional interests. As you gain a better sense of the foundational ideas, resources, and terms used in your area of interest, you will be able to develop more advanced research questions. When you research what others have done, consider what questions are open or unresolved. What can I add to the conversation? When developing your research question, there are 3 things to keep in mind. 1. The general topic or field you are researching. 2. The question or what you are trying to find. And 3. Why this question is important. Sometimes using a format to phrase your question helps. I'm studying to investigate in order to understand. This structure gives you a way to keep your question narrow, identifying just the area that you are studying and helping your reader position the question within a field. This is not a quick process. It takes time to develop complex research questions. You might consider keeping a log of your research where you note changes and new ideas. It will help you identify resources and incorporate new learning. So to recap, research is a process. You need to develop some background knowledge of your subject before entering a line of research. Research questions can originate from a gap in the literature, professional interest, societal need, or your personal experience. Exceptional research questions incorporate topic, question, and significance.
So if you are interested in looking at the other videos, you are welcome to do that. Remember that supplementary information. I wanted to point out the research is a process because I like that video. It takes you between doing research and then saying how you may actually use this. So even if you're writing, for example, in one of my classes, students have to write an analysis paper where they take a text. So it could be a movie, it could be an article, it could be a social media site. They take that text and they're going to have to analyze how it works. Well, that is something that you still should do research for. It's not just you and what you think is going on in that particular piece, but it may also be, what are the questions? What does this mean? So if I look at the movie American Pie and I want to analyze how it is a reflection of how people are coping with the world today during COVID-19 times, I'm going to have to do some research. And you could pair this activity, the ILT activity, with a paper like that. So keep that in mind. And I want to end this by taking a second and looking at what the products that you are actually going to produce. So here's the InfoLit Toolkit assignment sheet. And the first part of this presentation comes from the first page of this document. And I just want to go over the last parts. So what you need to know is that when you are writing in general, it's probably not a straight linear process. And when you put research in there, definitely maybe not linear. It's not like first, second, third. You may do some of these loop-de-loops. You come back and you find other information. And in the research as process video that I showed a few minutes ago, it shows that this takes time. So you're going to have to figure out how to plot out your time to get any writing that includes research done, and also to fit this process, this task in along with it. So the modules that and the content that you have, it comes with worksheets. And I just say, do the worksheets as they fit, as they help you understand the task at hand. So if you can understand how to search a database without completing all 3 pages of worksheets, fine. Complete what you have and move on. If you find yourself struggling and you want to go to another module or more another part of this task, do that, come back. So do this process just so you get that information. And I didn't update this part of the worksheet. It says that I want you to submit the worksheets, but I do not want you to submit the worksheets. So I may have this updated by the time I get it to you, but I'm not sure. So I want you to do the worksheets, but you don't have to submit them. And the reason you don't have to submit them is because you are writing a response that includes how you use the worksheet, which is the InfoLit module, and there's other video content in there. So it's not just about the worksheet, it's about how you are using all of this content to understand how to narrow a topic and search for keywords. So you're going to use all of these items. So the first response you are going to write, I tell you, you might want to check out this part of the Abrams text. And if you, actually, this is the generating ideas, because this is where you're trying to figure out what you want to write about. But the other pieces that you are looking at, so these are all the sources. You have the 2 modules, 1 and 2, that's from the required InfoLit, but then I give you these additional sources to help you understand how to choose a topic and identify keywords. And that's just because not everyone will get these 2 skills just by doing the worksheet. So you have all of this extra different ways of seeing the same content so that you can get it. So you're going to write, and I say about 150 words. I'm looking for content that demonstrates that you can explain how you are applying this choosing a topic process and how you are identifying keywords about a topic to what you are actually writing. So everything that you do should be applied to the paper or the writing assignment that you have. You should not do this just to complete it. And then you have a second response. That second response includes 2 additional of those required modules and other resources. And the same as we go through response 3 and response 4. So you're going to end up with 4 responses, 4 items. I'm just going to scroll down that looks something like this. So this is an example of a reflective response. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And inside, you will use the content to explain how they helped you move towards getting something done for your particular writing task. And the last point I want to bring your attention to is where you find the actual toolkit that is supplied through GRCC. So you can use the link in the worksheet, or you can go directly to the GRCC library and find it. Hopefully this link works. So I'm just going to open that link. If you're not on campus, you will at some point be prompted to log in. So as you see, the link did work for me, but if you're having problems, you can go directly to the library. You're going to go to subject guides and you're going to look for this item, English Composition Information Literacy Toolkit. And that will bring you to this page. And here you will see all 8 of the modules. Remember, your task has been modified, so you're not just doing individual worksheets. I've grouped these together and you're going to do them in groups as directed on the assignment sheet. Now, why you want to use this here is because it has additional information that's going to supplement and support the information that you are reading in the book. And also, I just clicked on choosing a topic, so you can see here, they have some objectives like what is this designed to do? Here's a tutorial that you can complete, and here's the worksheet. So yes, download, open, complete as much as the worksheet as possible. I'm not going to ask you to submit them, but if I ever have a question, I reserve the right to ask you, did you complete it? And can you show me what you did? All right, that then concludes my overview for this task.